Who are you? No one important. Another person who's like, you're in the wrong place. Go to the right one. Book of Dawn and Dusk. Oh, hello. Thank you, Archon Shade, for rescuing me. Now I'll stay here at Homeon with Master Morello and assist him with the monastery's library. Master Gilvas Morello is the abbot of our monastery and the head of our secret order. We have adopted the name Dissident Priests. We are not ashamed of our disputes with the temple's hierarchy. Fiercely loyal to the temple's ancient traditions, but we are troubled that the ultimate source of the tribunal's divinity might be the same as the source of Dagath Or's evil power. Dagath Or's power seems to wax as the tribunal's power wanes. Read the progress of truth and other documents of the Apocrypha in our library, and I'll see why we aren't easy. Tribunal Temple is the native religion of civilized Morrowind. They worship three god kings, Amalesha, Lothasil, and Vivek, who are known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. Okay, so am I supposed to talk to you? How can I help you? A significant part of the temple hierarchy might be more inclined to accept and tolerate differences of opinions and dogma, but other parts of the temple, in particular the ordinators under Beryl Salah, claim that the threat from Red Mountain and Dagath Or can only be resisted with a unified, resolute faith. People are afraid, so they support the hardline. But if we can show ourselves able to confront Dagath Or more effectively than the ordinators, the temple and the people will support us. I've reviewed the Apocrypha and have found two passages of particular interest. I made copies of these passages to give you. Many are familiar with the two Nerevarine prophecies current among the Ashlanders called the Stranger and the Seven Vision. We have two other prophecies, the Lost Prophecy and the Seven Curses, that may offer additional insights into the riddles surrounding the coming of the Incarnate. Perhaps these are the lost prophecies that your friend Nibani Mesa told you about. We have prepared a document for you called Khajiit's Tools. This document will explain to you and to others the terrible secret that the temple conceals about the true history of the tribunal and the corrupt nature of their divine powers. It is to conceal the secret that the temple persecutes the Nerevarine and the dissident priests. This persecution must stop. You must be united against the true enemy, Dagath Or, and if you are the Nerevarine, you must lead us against him. Prophecies, Seven Curses, and Khajiit's Tools added to your inventory. Apocrypha are the collected priestly writings of the temple. The Apocrypha are the hidden writings. Secrets known only at the highest levels of priesthood and inquisition. Defying the temple, we have gathered as much of the Apocrypha as we can here in Holomayan. One of the chief disputes between the temple and the dissident priests is that the temple hides the truth from its followers. From 7th sign of 11th generation, neither hound nor gwar nor seed nor harrow, but dragonborn and far star marked. Outlander incarnate beneath Red Mountain, blessed guest counters 7 curses. Star-blessed hand wields thrice cursed blade to reap the harvest of the unmourned house. I annotated your copy of the Lost Prophecy with our best efforts in interpretation. But a rough summary might be an outlander, foreign-born but welcomed as a guest, confronts 7 curses beneath Red Mountain. His hand, blessed by Azura, uses a cursed blade to bring justice to House Dagath, or House Dwemer, or both. The Nerevarine, an outlander? That wouldn't please many Ashlanders. may explain how the prophecy got lost. Our interest in the Navarrene used to be a matter of principle, a willingness to consider the validity of mystical insights rejected by temple doctrine. Now Dagath grows stronger, while the tribunal grows weaker, and the return of Saint Nerevar, even if only reborn in spirit, may be our best prospect of salvation. As long as the Ordinators, buoyant armatures, and tribunal can contain the blight and Dagathor's creatures within the ghost fence, faith in the temple's protective power was strong. But now travels and settlements suffer from blight storms and marauding monsters, and the people fear the temple is losing its ages-old battle with the devil Dagathor. Seven Curses reads as follows. Through the doors of the unmourned house where scoffers scoff and schemers scheme, from the halls of the oath-breaking house ring 7 curses of gods blasphemed. First curse, curse of fire. Second curse, curse of ash. Third curse, curse of flesh. Fourth curse, curse of ghosts. Fifth curse, curse of seed. Sixth curse, curse of despair. Seventh curse, curse of dreams. Copy of the second 7 curses bears our best guesses in interpreting the verses. In short form, 7 curses come from House Dagath, or House Dwemer, or both. Fire and ash come from Red Mountain. Flesh is Corpus. Ghost, seeds, and despair are unclear. The curse of dreams seems to refer to recent cases of soul sickness and sleeper attacks in the towns. By the way, here are a few books from the library you might find of interest. Each gives a very different impression of Nerevar. Real Nerevar, Nerevar Moon and Star, and Saint Nerevar added to your inventory. This is a new threat and not yet widely recognized as another face of the devil Dagathor, but it is clearly a sign of a coming crisis, and the temple may no longer be able to protect Morrowind. In such troubled times, the Dunmer may turn to the ancient pillars of faith, the ancestors and the Daedra, and especially the prophetic visions granted by Lord Azura. Then they may look to the Nerevarine, Saint Nerevar Reborn, to lead them against the grim armies of Dagathor. Okay, I think that's everything.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
This gate is garrisoned by the Ordinators and the Boyne Armigers, and House Redoran maintains a hostel for Pilgrim. Party of Halalu honors and serves fortune, trade, and empire. Through such distinctions, they stray away from the narrow paths of duty, gravity, and piety. Money, blah blah blah. Supposed to do. Got a couple of books. I think. Let's see. Khajiit's tools. Summaries from the Apocrypha by Gilvis Barello, Abbot of Holamayan, and of various of the dissident priests. Beneath Red Mountain, Dwemer miners discovered a great magical stone. By diverse methods, Lord Khajiit, High Priest and Maid Crafter of the ancient Dwemer, determined that this magical stone was the heart of the god Lorkhan, cast here in the Dawn Era as a punishment for his mischief in creating the mortal world. Determined to use its divine powers to create a new god for the exclusive benefit of the Dwemer, Khajiit forged 3 great enchanted artifacts, which are called Khajiit's tools. Wraith Guard is an enchanted gauntlet to protect his wearer from destruction when tapping the heart's power. Sunder is an enchanted hammer to strike the heart and produce the exact volume and quality of power desired. Keating is an enchanted blade that is used to flay and focus the power that rises from the heart. Khajiit used these tools on the heart in the Battle of Red Mountain. No one knows what happened, but the Dwemer race disappeared entirely from the mortal world. Lord Nerevar and Lord Doggoth retrieved these tools, and didn't know what to do with them. Nerevar asked Doggoth to guard the tools while he went to consult with his counselors, Vivek, Almalesha, and Sothasil. He left and spoke with his 3 counselors, and they decided to return together to Red Mountain to decide what to do. While Nerevar was gone, Doggoth was tempted and confused by the powers of the tools. When Nerevar and the counselors arrived, he refused to give up the tools, claiming he had sworn to Nerevar to protect them. Then Doggoth fought with Nerevar and the counselors and was mortally wounded and driven off, and the tools were recovered. Nerevar and his counselors decided to take the tools for safekeepings. They all swore a great oath never to use the tools, but after Nerevar's death, Vivek, Almalesha, and Sothasil yielded to temptation. They took these tools themselves and went to Lorkhan's heart buried beneath Red Mountain, and gave themselves divine powers. Doggoth had not died. We do not know what happened, but this is what we believe. His experiments with Khajiit's tools had joined him to the heart's divine nature in some way, so that he learned to draw power directly from the heart. We conjecture that Doggoth Ur, driven by anger and greed, used the heart without caution and restraint, and as a result he has become terribly powerful. and terribly mad. The tribunal showed great care and restraint in their use of the tools, so they were not driven mad, and they did many good things. Nonetheless, the tribunal too appear to have been corrupted by the heart's power, though more subtly. Khagranok's tools are cursed. Stealing power from the heart of a god is a terrible folly and fated to disaster. The tribunal is losing its battle to control the power of the hearts. They are sustained by the same tainted power that drives Dagathor mad. They grow weak and cannot protect us from Dagathor. But even if they could, would we be wise to worship gods such as these? They conceal the truth from us out of shame. They persecute the Neravarian and the dissident priests out of shame, when they should be welcoming them and enlisting their aid against Dagathor. The tribunal have done much good for Morrowind and the Dunmer, but they succumbed to the temptation of Khagranok's tools. While these tools once may have seemed the instruments of salvation, now they must be seen as instruments of doom. Okay. I read this before? We are friends and brothers, Lord Naravar, in peace and in war. No houseman ever served you better or more faithfully. Much that I did was at your command, at great cost to myself and my honor. Yet beneath Red Mountain you struck me down as I guarded the treasure you bound me by oath to defend. It was a cruel blow, a bitter betrayal to be felled by your hand. But remembering our old friendship, I would forgive you and raise you high in my service. Sixthouth was not dead, but only sleeping. Now we wake from our long dream, coming forth to free Morrowind of foreign rulers and divine pretenders. The land is swept clean of false friends and greedy thieves. The children of Veloth will build anew a garden of plenty in this blighted wasteland. Come to Red Mountain, old friend, for the fellowship and honor that once we shared. I would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. The path to Red Mountain is long and filled with danger, but if you are worthy, you will find there wisdom, a firm friend, and all the power you need to set the world aright. As ever, your respectful servant and loyal friend, Lord Varin Dagathor. Ages ago, Naravar was the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor and companion of Vivek, Almaleksha, and Sotasil, who, with the power of the Great Ring of the Ancestors, one clan under Moon and Star, united the Dunmer houses to confront the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. By providence, the faithless Dwemer were utterly destroyed and their allies defeated, but Naravar, unfortunately wounded in combat with the traitor Dagathor, was driven from the Red Mountain. Naravar died not long after of his wounds. But he lived to see the birth of the temple and to bless the unity of the Dunmer into the safekeeping of Almsivit, the temple, in all its communion of saints. Seventh sign of 11th generation, neither hound nor gwar, nor seed nor harrow, but dragonborn and far-star marked, outlander incarnate, beneath Red Mountain, blessed guest, counters 7 curses, star-blessed hand, with thrice cursed blade to reap the harvest of the unmourned house. Lines 1 to 3, of ancient family, but not of the 4 great Ashlander clans, born under foreign stars in the sign of the dragon, the imperial sign. 4 to 5. Outlander incarnate appears as a formal epithet, stressing the linkage between the words. The Outlander incarnate is a blessed guest, one not born of the tribes but accepted as a guest with rights of hearth and hospitality. Under Red Mountain he will confront Balance against 7 curses. See the 7 curses prophecy. Also, Dagathor is served by his 7 kin, once great wizard lords called Ashampers by the Ashlanders. Star Blessed suggests Azura, the Daedra lord and patron of magic, fate, and prophecy. Thrice Cursed Blade may refer to a weapon called Keening, associated in certain legends with the Battle of Red Mountain and Dwemer Craft Lord Cogranok. Reap the Harvest is a reference to the proverb, you harvest from the seeds you plant, which means you get what your labors deserve in both a positive sense of reward and negative sense of punishment. The Unmourned House could be either or both of the lost great houses of the Dunmer, House Dwemer and House Doggoth. I already got told this, but lines 1 to 3 are ambiguous. May refer to the impiety of the god-mocking House Dwemer or the treacherous diplomacy of the subtle House Doggoth, or both. House Doggoth, however, was reviled as oathbreakers for their treachery at Red Mountain. It may, however, refer to unspecified broken oaths of peace between Lord Naravar and Lord Dumak, founders of the Ground Council. Naravar and Dumak were loyal friends until the disagreements between the Dwemer and the other great houses broke out in open conflict. Line 4. The Dwemer were the mockers and profaners of the divine. Lines 5 to 6. Curses of fire and ash would come from Red Mountain, where Dagathor rules. These were the earliest reported threats from Red Mountain. Curse of flesh suggests blight diseases, especially Corpus. The fire and ash storms preceded the threats of blight and Corpus. Lines 8 to 10 are obscure, may refer to as yet unrecognized threats from Dagathor. And 11, recent reports of soul sickness and disturbed dreams come from townsfolk and Ashlanders alike. That the 7th and final curse has begun suggests the threat presented is about to reach a crisis. That's new. I can read books, but I can't take them. So I'm generally just going through to see if any of them are going to give me stats. Like that one just gave me armor skill. That one gave me block.
There is someone watching me, I can tell. Where is that slave?
That book means something. We had to deliver that to someone else. Sedence of Dwemer Law. Daedra. 36 lessons seem to reliably give stats. So let's see. Ah. I had never read Pilgrim's Path before. Ah, Nabani Mesa. Okay. So basically I should go back to Nabani Mesa at this point. Be cool if I remembered where she was, though. You don't want to buy a soul gem? I didn't think so. Where is Nabani Mesa is the question now.
Speak, traveler.
So I'm not seeing anything else to do here.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Are you not a topic? Where the hell is Nabani Mesa?